Students, welcome back to our channel. Now, today's topic is scapula. The scapula, the shape of the scapula is flat triangular shape. Flat triangular shape. It is located on posterior lateral side on chest wall. From 2nd to 7th ribs. 2nd to 7th ribs. The scapula is located on posterior lateral side on chest wall from 2nd to 7th ribs. The scapula has two surfaces. Those are costal and dorsal surfaces. And it has three borders. Those are superior, lateral and medial borders. Superior, lateral and medial borders. And it has three angles. Inferior, lateral and superior. Inferior, lateral and superior. Let us take a look at these diagrams. This is costal view and this is dorsal view. This costal surface of the scapula faces the ribs in front, and this costal surface of scapula has a shallow subscapular fossa. This region is called as subscapular fossa. It is for the attachment of subscapularis muscle. This region over here is called as subscapular fossa, which helps for the attachment of subscapularis muscle. The dorsal surface of scapula is convex in shape and it has a crust. This is the crust which is extending backwards, called as spine of scapula. This is spine of scapula and this is subscapular fossa. The depression above the spine of scapula is supraspinous fossa. This is supraspinous fossa. And the depression below the spine is, guess what is this? Infraspinous fossa. These both supraspinous and infraspinous fossa are for the attachment of homonymous muscles, for the attachment of supraspinous muscle and for the attachment of infraspinous muscles. These both muscles are homonymous muscles. Now, the lateral end of spine forms acromion. This is the acromion. This is the acromion process which helps for the attachment with clavicle bone. Attaches to clavicle bone to form acromioclavicular joint. There is a shallow glenoid cavity formed by lateral angle. This region, this is called as the lateral angle. This area is called as glenoid cavity. There is a shallow glenoid cavity which is formed by the lateral angle, which attaches with the humerus, which forms the glenohumeral joint. There are tubercles above and below the glenoid cavity called as supra. Above one is called as supraglenoid tubercle and the below one is called as infraglenoid tubercle. These tubercles are for the attachment of muscles. This is the coracoid process of the scapula formed from upper border of scapula. Coracoid process. This coracoid process formed from the upper border of scapula. Now, this is the lateral border. This is the medial border. And this is the upper border. This angle of scapula is called as inferior angle. This angle of scapula is called as superior angle. There is a small notch on the upper border. This is the notch. This notch is called as suprascapular notch, present on upper border or superior border. Upper border or superior border. Now let us talk about surfaces, borders, angles in detail, starting first with surfaces. Costal surface. The costal surface of scapula faces the ribs. It faces the ribs. Do you know in Latin the ribs are called as costa, hence it is called as costal surface. The costal surface is concave shape and it consists of shallow portion called as subscapular fossa. Consists of shallow portion called as subscapular fossa. The subscapularis muscle arises from subscapular fossa. Subscapularis muscle arises from subscapular fossa. It covers all the costal surface. The subscapularis muscle arises from the subscapular fossa. It covers all the costal surface. The subscapular fossa is a shallow portion because for the attachment of muscle subscapularis. The other attachment to costal surface include other attachments. The other muscle attachments of the costal surface are serratus anterior, which is attached to oval area near inferior angle. The other attachments include the serratus anterior, which attaches to the oval area near inferior angle. Now let's talk about dorsal surface. The dorsal surface of scapula faces backward. The dorsal surface is convex in shape. The dorsal surface is divided by transverse crest and shelf like spine of scapula. The dorsal surface of the scapula divided into two parts transversely by the crest shelf like spine of scapula. It divides the dorsal surface of scapula into two unequal parts. A smaller one is supraspinous fossa, and a larger one is for the infraspinous fossa. This is above spine, this is below spine. The scapular spine or the spine of scapula divides the dorsal surface into two unequal parts. The smaller part above the spine is called as supraspinous fossa, and the larger part below the spine is called as infraspinous fossa. The supraspinatus is the muscle attached to medial 2/3 of shallow supraspinous fossa on dorsal surface. That is, supraspinatus muscle attaches to medial 2/3 of supraspinous fossa. And the infraspinatus muscle which is attached to infraspinous fossa. The other attachments are teres minor and major, and the other one is latissimus dorsi. Now let us talk about borders. First we talk about superior border. The superior border is thin, sharp, and shortest of all the borders. The superior border is separated from the roof of coracoid process by the suprascapular notch. The superior border is separated from the root of coracoid process by suprascapular notch. The suprascapular notch has suprascapular ligament. The suprascapular nerve passes from the suprascapular ligament, which passes below from the suprascapular ligament, and suprascapular blood vessels, that is the suprascapular vein and the suprascapular artery, which passes above from the suprascapular ligament in suprascapular notch. The suprascapular notch contains the suprascapular nerve and vessels. Now let's talk about lateral border. The lateral border is triangular in shape, sharp, and it has roughened edges. It is directed laterally and downwards from inferior angle to glenoid cavity. The upper end of the lateral border contains the infraglenoid tubercle. This infraglenoid tubercle gives the attachment for the long head of triceps muscle. The other attachments to the lateral border are subscapularis, teres minor and teres major. Now let us talk about medial border. The medial border runs parallel to the vertebral column. It runs from the inferior angle of scapula to the superior angle of scapula. It gives attachment for the muscles levator scapulae, rhomboid major and rhomboid minor. Now let's talk about the inferior angle. The inferior angle lies over the 7th rib or the 7th intercostal space. Now about lateral angle. The lateral angle forms a shallow glenoid cavity which helps for the attachment of humerus to form as glenohumeral joint. Now let's talk about ligaments of scapula. The intrinsic scapular ligaments are of two types. These two types are by function. Those are strengthening ligaments and bounding ligaments. The strengthening ligaments, it is a single type of ligament, that is coracoacromial ligament, which is between the coracoid process and acromion of scapula. And bounding ligaments, which are of two types, the superior transverse scapular ligament and the inferior transverse scapular ligament. Now let's talk about superior transverse scapular ligament. This superior transverse scapular ligament is also called as suprascapular ligament, which we all know. This suprascapular ligament converts the scapular notch into foramen. This suprascapular ligament converts the scapular notch into scapular foramen. Now let's talk about inferior transverse scapular ligament, which is also called as spinoglenoid ligament, which is between spine of scapula and glenoid cavity. It is a membranous ligament. It from the lateral border of spine of scapula to glenoid cavity. Now let's talk about coracoacromial ligament, which is a strengthening ligament which forms between coracoid process and acromion. These are the three ligaments of scapula. Now let's talk about the ossification of clavicle. The ossification takes place at 8 centers, that is, there are 8 centers of ossification in scapula. 1 in body, 2 in acromion process, 2 in coracoid process, 1 in medial border of scapula, 1 in inferior angle of scapula, and the last one is in the lower part of glenoid cavity. These are the centers of ossification present in the parts of scapula. Now let's take a look at all the muscular attachments of the scapula. The lateral border of the scapula gives attachment for the teres major and the teres minor. The medial border of scapula gives the attachment for the rhomboid minor, rhomboid major, levator scapulae. These three muscles on the dorsal side. And the serratus anterior and subclavius subscapularis are on the front side. The spine of scapula gives the attachments for the deltoid and trapezius muscles. The coracoid process, the tip of the coracoid process gives the attachments for biceps brachii and coracobrachialis. The above the spine, that is the supraspinatus, originates from the supraspinous fossa. And the below spine, that is infraspinatus muscle, originates from infraspinous fossa. Now the infraglenoid tubercle, which gives the attachments for the long head of triceps. So I hope you guys understand today's topic, scapula. The next topic is the bone humerus. If you like the video, please like the video, hit the bell icon and subscribe to my channel. Share with your friends, share the knowledge. Thank you.